The video begins with a single stab of sunlight cutting through the camera lens, a backyard drenched in late afternoon gold. For 3 seconds, you see nothing but a concrete patch, a pair of scuffed sneakers, and the slow rise and fall of a teenager's back. Then the frame widens. A father stands over his son, hands on hips, face set in a stern line. The boy, no older than 17, shoulders hunched, t-shirt damp with sweat, scrambles for position. "Down," the father says, voice quiet but absolute. The boy drops and begins push-ups. It's deceptively ordinary footage. A short shaky clip recorded on a phone, the kind of slice-of-life video millions of people make and forget. What catapults it beyond that is the look in the father's eyes, rigid with purpose, and the murmured voice in the background. "Do 50. That voice belongs to the neighbor who filmed it through the fence, a bystander who decided, for reasons of indignation or curiosity, to upload the clip to a social feed with the caption, "Discipline or humiliation, watch." Within hours, the 3-minute clip racked up tens of thousands of views. The scene is simple but charged. The boy moves through push-up after push-up, counting aloud at his father's prompting. His form falters, wrists wobble, a small groan escapes. He forces himself back up. Around them the ordinary details, an overturned lawn chair, a ball wedged beneath a hedge, a string of fairy lights, lend domestic normality to a moment that quickly feels anything but normal. What happens next is familiar in the age of viral outrage. The clip spreads. It's shared, reposted, clipped into shorter formats, screen-grabbed for commentary threads. Accounts with millions of followers stitch the footage into reaction videos. One influencer overlays dramatic music and a heated monologue about parenting standards. Another posts a calm, reasoned analysis about boundaries and responsibility. Hashtags proliferate. Hashtag push-up punishment, hashtag strict parenting, hashtag tough love, and an avalanche of conflicting replies. Within the first 24 hours, the comment section becomes a battleground. One side posts triumphant screenshots of old-school discipline, nostalgic for the way things used to be. They praise the father's firmness. Kids need boundaries, not excuses, and share stories of their own harsh lessons turned life lessons. On the other side, the replies are visceral. "That's public shaming. You can't force someone to exercise as punishment. This looks abusive." Some defenders accuse critics of overreacting. Some critics accuse defenders of normalizing humiliation. The polarization is immediate and fierce. The clip's virality also pulls in people who are neither cheerleaders nor prosecutors, medical professionals, child psychologists, educators who offer context. A pediatrician posts a video warning about forced physical punishment and exertion during adolescence. A psychologist explains how public humiliation can imprint well beyond the immediate discipline. These expert takes spark new threads. People begin to parse the details into evidence: the father's tone, the boy's age, whether it was filmed in private or in public, whether the boy consented or was coerced, the father's body language before and after. Every angle becomes an argument. Meanwhile, local news picks it up. A neighborhood name is overlaid on the screen. An anchor reads a synopsis. A viral clip from a suburban backyard shows a father making his teen son do push-ups as a punishment, and the internet is divided. The station reaches out to both parties, neighbors for comment, a school spokesperson for a statement on disciplinary methods, and finally, the father himself. He posts a short video response. No smoke, no theatrics, just a man whose jaw is set and voice steady. "I want my son to be accountable," he says directly into the camera, the backyard visible behind him. This was about responsibility. He lied, he disrespected our house rules, and I made him face the consequences. It wasn't about punishment for punishment's sake. It was about showing him that actions have outcomes. His tone is measured, but the word choice, consequences, accountability, is deliberate, tailored to an audience already split into camps. That reply fuels a second wave. Supporters call it straightforward, a model of tough but principled parenting. Haters call it performative, asking why discipline needed to be filmed at all. A smaller but vocal group raises a different concern: the optics. Even those who endorse the father's right to discipline argue that broadcasting the moment, or allowing it to be captured, changes its nature. When correction becomes content, when a child's humiliation becomes narrative, something else is being punished: the child's dignity. The boy, for his part, becomes the subject of intense speculation. Comment sections anthropomorphize him into archetypes: stubborn teen, repentant child, traumatized adolescent. A thread of concern pops up about his consent to being filmed. Did he know? Was the camera hidden? If not, the act of sharing turns private discipline into public spectacle. That consideration complicates even some of the father's defenders. One commenter nails the unease in a single line: "There's firm parenting, and then there's making discipline performative." But virality is not just judgment and debate, it's audience theater. Parody accounts remix the clip into memes. A fitness channel tweets an instructional clip: "How to do push-ups properly, learn from this kid." A parenting blogger posts a longer piece that asks readers to interrogate their immediate emotional responses. Are you reacting to the physical act, the power dynamic, or the clip's context of public exposure? The more nuanced takes thread into the discourse, but nuance is a slow burn. Outrage is fast food. Within 48 hours, thousands of posts, videos, and comment threads coexist, each one shaping the story the clip tells. As the debate swirls online back in the neighborhood, the practical consequences ripple outward too. Neighbors who filmed the clip become a part of the controversy. Some report receiving angry messages, while others say they posted because they feared for the boy's well-being. Local authorities monitor the social chatter, assessing whether the footage meets thresholds for intervention. The school struggles with calls from parents asking for a policy statement. The family's private lives are no longer private. The clip acts like a stone dropped into a pool, and the concentric circles touch people who had nothing to do with the original moment. In the house where the clip was shot, the atmosphere is raw. The father feels emboldened by the defenders and stung by the critics. The son, still the same exhausted kid from the first frame, faces a new kind of pressure: not only the consequences imposed in the backyard, but the unwieldy judgment of millions. He scrolls through comments under a borrowed phone, then shuts it away, stomach tight. In truth, the viral moment has made a simple disciplinary action into a public spectacle, and the cost is heavier than either of them had imagined. By the end of part 1, the facts are minimal and the interpretations are many. A father made his son do push-ups as punishment. Someone filmed it and uploaded the clip. Social media has turned the backyard into a global stage. What remains is the question that will not go away: what did the father intend, and what does the internet do with someone else's family moment? The answers are already being typed, reshared, and argued over in real time. The stage is set for a polarized, complicated conversation, one that is not just about discipline, but about dignity, performativity, and the public life of private correction.